Allison is completely crazy. She loves debating. She's 17 years old and she's a werewolf.
Getting Allison right took a long time. We spent a lot of hours locked in a very small room, myself and Phil and Laura and John Jackson, who wrote the episode, just going round and round in circles trying to find this character.
If people find out about the existence of vampires, werewolves and ghosts, there'll be riots. There'll be lynchings. It'll be like the tuition fees march all over again.
And we decided that actually what you'd want with Allison is somebody bookish and kind of quite proper. And the moment we said that, suddenly the story completely opened up. And she just completely, and suddenly like, oh, and you know, and she's on the debating society, and she's got a Blue Peter badge, and all of that. And literally, that was kind of it. And the character just kind of tumbled out.
Allison is a lovely girl. She's the sort of girl my mother would have liked me to bring home when I was younger.
She's very clever, very kind of sharp intellectually, but doesn't really know what's going on in the real world, how things work in the real world. All of her knowledge is sort of from books.
She's very diligent, she's very polite, she's very well educated, she's very well spoken. She's an all-round good egg, I'd say.
Allison has been a werewolf for a while, but she's been a werewolf completely on her own, with no one else to kind of share her experiences with, so it's been a really lonely time for her.
Becoming a werewolf for Allison exaggerated her sense of outsider status. So a girl who felt like an outsider and felt like she didn't really quite fit in because she's, as I say, a bit geeky and a bit different and a bit idiosyncratic. Becoming a werewolf really epitomised and exaggerated those feelings within her. So she ran away from her normal life. She ran away from university and she ran away from home.
She's a little bit of an outsider, but I think she's really good fun.
Are you going to twist or stick?
What does that even mean?
Allison.
No, seriously, everybody loves Bruce Willis, but he's got a script. You're just making it up.
Shut up, or I'll shut you up.
Cliche.
It was one of those occasions in casting that someone walks in and as soon as they open their mouth, you just think, yeah, you're Allison. And it really felt like that with her. It felt that she completely owned the part.
Ellie Kendrick is just so perfect for that part.
I guess Allison is a bit like me because I'm really geeky, an embarrassing admission, but yes, I think we're quite similar in that we both talk a bit too much, aren't very smooth, and really like reading.
She embraced her inner geek, but we all have an inner geek, and it's to be celebrated.
She's one of my favourite characters I've ever had to play, just because she's completely crazy, and it's a part where you can go a bit mad with, which I really like. She's got like lovely aspects to her character, like she's got this really mad run. Everyone's like, why is she running like that? And it's really fun doing things like that.
That is the weirdest run.
She just steals that episode completely.
1196, take 2.
Action.
I'm loving it. This is the first time I've seen my bedroom. I've done about half of my Allison filming so far, and I haven't ever seen her bedroom. And this is finally the hub of her crazy mind, so it's really nice seeing it.
Cut. Good. Cut.
Allison first finds Tom, if she first sees him online and doesn't know who he is, thinks he's a complete idiot because she sees him transforming. She decides that she's going to track him down and uses all sorts of different research to eventually find him and confront him about why he's doing this.
As we know, Tom has spent his entire life closeted from the world. In a way, that's quite similar to Allison. She's probably cut herself off from the world in her own way. But you know, he's been living in the woods and has only really known McNair for company.
They strike up a really lovely kind of relationship because they're both sort of outsiders and they both know what it's like to be a werewolf. And I think for her, that's the first time she's ever met anyone else who understands her like that.
The relationship between her and Tom is so wonderful because they are completely kind of yin and yang.
Allison has this really kind of booky knowledge and she's like, you know, very set on always doing the right thing.
She's really clever, really intellectual, writing to her books, but she has no idea how to fight, how to kill, how to survive, like Tom knows.
Tom thinks the right thing is to like go in and stake vampires and you know be really like macho with it. So they're coming from completely opposite ends of the scale.
Whereas he's kind of primal and physical, she's cerebral and kind of cultured and a bit repressed, and he's kind of wild and feral.
They're completely different, but they go well together. They teach each other a lot.
There's something really lovely in that they meet each other and they really strike it off, and they sort of balance each other out, and they go on quite an adventure together. So and then they end up really falling for each other in a very romantic way.
Tom bloody loves her. I think he does, yeah.
He is completely naive to the world of relationships, but she's quite naive as well. But I think the beautiful thing about that story is that because Tom is naive, he has none of the prejudices of the human world. If Tom was a normal kid and at university or at school with her, he might look at her and think, oh, you're a bit geeky, or you're not one of the cool kids. But Tom has none of those preconceptions that ordinary people do. So you just see two people falling in love with each other just for who they are.
What traits both characters share is a real kind of nobility and kindness and humanity that they recognise in each other, and that's ultimately what kind of brings them together.
What you see is two people that have something huge in common, which is that they don't judge people, and they're both tremendously generous, loving people, and I think it's a truly moving story.